This seems highly dangerous. Oh my god, it's so heavy. Yay. We're having an issue with sinkholes. Well, here's the first issue we're running into. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for today's video. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be learning how to make candles. I have a small business where I currently sell handmade coasters and stickers, but I want to add another product. And I've honestly wanted to add candles to my product line for quite a while, so I'm very excited to finally be doing it. And these aren't going to be typical candles. I'm actually going to make them in beer cans, seltzer cans, energy drink cans, different things like that, all those like aluminum cans. So yeah, I'm excited, and let me take you along for the rest of the process. All I've done so far is calculating prices of things, the science of candle making I've learned a lot about, and I've ordered my supplies. So the supplies will arrive probably in a week to a week and a half, and then we can start the actual experimenting and making the candles. But let me show you what I've done so far. Okay, so I do have a little spreadsheet and different notes that I've taken that I'm going to show you, but I first want to explain some of the important things I've learned. So I didn't realize that there were a lot of different waxes that you can choose from. I knew there were different ones, but I didn't really know the differences. So I decided to go with a Parasoy wax, which is paraffin wax and a soy wax blend. And the one I got is 52% soy and 48% paraffin. But there's like different ratios you can get as well. I just heard that soy is harder to work with. I would have gone with soy. It seems like a better melt and just an overall better candle, but it's harder to work with. So as a beginner, I'm gonna go with the blend. So that's the first thing. The more challenging thing was finding the correct wicks. So there are Wicks calculators online that I was using, and that was helpful, but I couldn't find the right length that I wanted. So the type of wick you want varies on the diameter of the container you're using. So I was able to find the wick that I needed, but I couldn't find it in the size that I wanted. I ended up getting a 6-inch wick, and the cans, the tallest cans I'm going to be using, are 6 inches. So I'm hoping it works out. I think it will. It should be fine, but I preferably would have gotten like a 10-inch wick. And then there's obviously different wicks you can choose from in terms of a wooden wick or a cotton wick. So I went through all that. I figured out which wick worked for me. I just used a calculator and I ordered those. And then the other thing I learned was figuring out how much fragrance oil to put in to your candles. So this was pretty easy to figure out because when I was looking at the different waxes, the description said how much oil you can put in. So most of the waxes were 10 to 12% fragrance oil. So I just considered that when I was deciding how much fragrance oil to buy. Okay, so this is my little spreadsheet. We put some conversions up here. So 3.5 ounces of water is equivalent to 3 ounces of wax. And that's important because I have the fluid ounces of these containers. It says it on the bottle. So these hold 12 fluid ounces, these ones and the smaller ones. And I needed to figure out how much wax it would hold. So it says 12 fluid ounces, but I wanted to make sure, I wanted to add water because obviously this isn't water, it's an energy drink, so there's other things in it. I didn't know if it would make a difference. So I added water up to the point where I would be adding wax, and it actually was 13 ounces. So I put 13 ounces in to get the wax weight that I would need, which is 11.14. And then I used that number down here to figure out how many candles I could make with the wax that I bought. So I could make 31 candles, which would be $1.72 per candle. And then I also included the prices of other things I need for the candles, like the fragrance and the wicks, to figure out the cost per candle. So this was without shipping and tax, and then this was with shipping and tax included. So that was a whole nother calculation. But basically, it's going to cost me $5.41 per candle. Let me know if you want a more in-depth video on how I did the calculations. But for now, hopefully this is clear enough. And then here I just put a screenshot of the information on the wax that I ordered, but I also put those notes right here as well. I took like the important things from that and put it right here, which is the percent fragrance that my wax can hold, which is 10 to 12%, and then the percent wax that I'm gonna need given those fragrances per candle. So I'm going to use 88 to 90% wax in each of my candles, and then 10 to 12% fragrance. And then I put the melting temperature and the pouring temperature. So these numbers are going to be helpful when I'm figuring out how much weight I need to put of wax and of fragrance into my candle when I actually get to making them. So like I said, I already ordered the supplies. I ordered from 2 different companies, one being Amazon. So from Amazon, I got a wax melter, a pitcher to pour the wax, and then an infrared thermometer to measure the temperature of the wax. And then I also ordered the Wick Stabilizers. And then from the Flaming Candle Company, I ordered all my fragrances, the wicks, and then the wax. So I'm excited, waiting for that to come in. But in the meantime, right now, I want to figure out how to get the top off of this bottle. So I was able to do it with the smaller bottles, the like beer sized ones. I just used a can opener and that worked great, but that's not working with this. When I used the can opener on this, it peeled the paint a little bit off the side. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm still gonna try to use this can, but I wanna get this top off and it's not gonna work with the can opener. So let's go try to figure that out. Okay, I just scavenged my apartment for a box cutter and I cannot find one. And I know we have them, so that's frustrating. Because I feel like that would be a good thing to use to try to get this off. But for now, I have some other things I could try. I have this little, this is to like take off stickers or like vinyl. I'm gonna try to puncture. I tried already using a knife, that didn't work. I'm just trying to puncture the edge of the bottle or the can to get it started. I have a pair of scissors here, but honestly I don't think it's gonna do much. I'm gonna try to cut with a knife around the edge. But I'm trying to make this puncture big enough. This seems highly dangerous. Let me show you what I'm doing. Maybe I should just use this the whole way around. This is not efficient. I'm definitely gonna need to get a box cutter or something. This is also gonna create sharp edges, which I don't want. Maybe, let's try now, if I put the can opener, since I now have that little start to it. I don't know why it doesn't wanna cut it. Okay, I think it's working a little. Let me keep trying that. I am back in my office because that was not working. I was not able to get the top off of that can and I kind of ruined the can, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try YouTube. So I looked up how to get, you never know, I looked up how to get the top of a can off of like a seltzer bottle, and apparently there's this tool to do it by Draft Top. It's specifically made to take the tops off of seltzers and beer cans for like bartending purposes. So I just ordered that. It was a little pricey. I paid $30 for it, but I think it's the way to go. After like reading reviews, I decided to get it because people were saying like the normal can openers were not working for them, which obviously that's my issue. And I don't really think there's another quick, easy way to get the tops off. So I paid the money, got that. That should arrive in like a week or two. So I'm going to check back in when I have all the supplies and we can start making some candles. Okay, so I have a couple of packages here that I want to open. They're both from Amazon, so I'm hoping this is my whole order from Amazon. I was going to wait until I had all my candle supplies come in to open things, but I recently got approved to do a vendor event that's in less than 2 weeks. So I want to open these as they come just to make sure I have everything I need and nothing's broken in case I need to exchange things. I know that this one is the wax melter because it says it. So I'll open that in a second, but let's see what this one is. Okay, so I have the wick holders, so this just stabilizes the wicks. And then this is the gun to measure the temperature. I'm so excited. And then this, oh, okay. This is to pour the wax into once it's melted, and then pour it from here into the candle molds, or the cans. Beautiful. Ooh. Yay. Sean's off camera. So I'm showing him too. This is exciting. So you have to put this together a bit. So I'm glad I opened it so I can set this up sooner rather than later. But this is what it looks like. It's by So Light. It's a company, I think it's a small business that sells through Amazon. That's very exciting. Okay. No. Oh, soy light. I kept saying so light. Every time I Googled it, I typed so light. Soy light. That makes more sense. Okay, so I actually want to test the wick holder on one of these cans to see if I think it would hold the wick. The wick's gonna be lower than the rim, and it seems like it can only balance on the rim. It balances evenly, but it's not gonna reach there. Okay, well for these ones, because these aren't 6 inches tall, but the other one.
I think it'll be fine sitting like that.
But I don't think the wick will reach to the top.
Oh, because they're not.
They're 6-inch wicks. Okay, I took Sean's great advice of bending them, and that should work. If I just bend it, and then hopefully it'll reach the wick and still stabilize it. So I'll play around with it when it's time to actually make candles and put the wicks in, but I think these will work. I just got my bottle can opener type thing in, and I want to test it with the can tonight. That's what it looks like. I don't think you need batteries or anything. Wow. Then let me read the instructions and then try it out. I have a bottle here that it's okay if this one gets ruined. So you just put it on, squeeze it. Wait, you squeeze it now. Yeah, okay. Sean's watching. Yay! Wow, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of the cans tomorrow, or at least more tomorrow. But I don't have my candle stuff in yet, so. But I'd like to get the tops off before then so that I have less work. Okay, that's perfect. Yay! It's a few days later since that last clip, and I have all my candle stuff. Oh my god, it's so heavy. It's like 25 pounds at least, because the candle, the wax, is 22 pounds. But I'm so excited to open this and smell the scents and see the wax. I have been waiting. Sean's very excited as well. He's not home right now. So first thing are the wicks. Beautiful, 100 pre-tabbed wicks. That's the thing I'm the most concerned about, are the wicks not working, and then the wax is at the bottom. So I got two 11-pound things of wax. I thought it was pellets. Well, here's the first issue we're running into. These are not pellets. It's a literal chunk of wax that I don't know how to handle. Hopefully I can cut this. Oh, I think I'll be able to cut it. Okay, I'll just cut it into chunks. It's pretty soft. But one of those, and then another one at the bottom. But the thing, like I said, I'm most excited about is the scent. It looks like there's a freebie like sample in here. Let's smell this first. This is not one I ordered. It is Rain and Angelica. Oh, it smells like men's cologne. So the first one is Sparkling Sangria. They're all beverages because I thought that would be fitting since I'm putting them in seltzer cans and soda cans. Ooh. That smells good. That would be really good as a soap, I feel like. First one, approved. Okay, then I have Coconut Mango, which that sounds amazing. Yeah, that's very good. It's like a sweet coconut smell. Honestly, I had high expectations for these, so they're not disappointing. Strawberry Lemon Ice. It's very sweet, but it's not as strawberry as I thought it was gonna be, but still amazing. Very blue. I got a big thing of this one. Yeah. Oh, I love blue raspberry. It smells amazing. Spiked Eggnog. This one, I'm not sure what it's gonna smell like. I'm thinking like vanilla, like warm vanilla. Yep. Ooh, it definitely smells like eggnog with cinnamon or like cloves almost. Gin and tonic. This one also I was like, not sure how it's gonna smell. People said it was like a fresh smell. Again, that would be nice as a soap. Firecracker Ice Pop. high hopes for this one. Yep, that smells like it should. Southern iced tea. We'll see how this one smells in a candle. This one's pina colada. I also got a big thing of this one. Yes, very good. Just like pina colada. Yay, I'm so excited to try these. Okay, so tomorrow is the day that Sean and I are gonna start making candles. I thought it was just gonna be me, but he wants to help and I will take help. So yeah, exciting. Also, I'm realizing they didn't fill this one up all the way, did they? No, they definitely didn't. Anyways, okay. It's the same night and I'm deciding to play around with putting the wicks in some of these cans, or at least one of the cans. So I don't know if I should put it in first and then put the stabilizer on, but I'm worried I shouldn't do that because it was a little difficult to get the wick in here, and I don't want to have to like push it and then this comes detached from the bottom because I'm just using hot glue to put it in the bottom. So I'm actually gonna put the stabilizer on the wick first, then put hot glue, then put it in the can. These barely fit into my 6-inch cans, like they fit, and I think this is gonna work with it, but it's gonna be tight, so I'm not so worried about these. It's the taller ones. Okay, some people put just like a little dot. I kind of want to put more than a dot. Okay, I wish I could put my fingers in it to just really make sure it's stuck. There we go. See, I have a feeling I could pull this right out. Okay, so it came out, which is a fear I had, so I'm gonna redo it. I think maybe the hot glue wasn't hot enough. Okay, first of all, I think I had the Wick Stabilizer on upside down, but I fixed it, and this is what it looks like. I'm like shaking, sorry. Perfect, it's in there, looks good. Let me do a couple more of these just so that they're ready for tomorrow when we are making the candles and pouring. I am seriously so happy because I was able to get the wick and the stabilizer to work on the tall cans. So that is one concern I had that is no longer a concern, so that's really good. And now I just need to make sure these wicks burn properly with the wax I got, which they should. I did my research, but you never know. So this is the progress of putting the wicks into the cans, and I'm very glad I did this tonight because it'll be one less step to do tomorrow. But I'm going to stop here. I think this is plenty for doing the first batch of candles tomorrow. I'm not going to fill all of these with one scent either, so we'll have to figure out how we're going to do that. But I'm happy with the progress. I'm stopping for tonight. But it's the next morning and it is candle making day. It's raining outside, so it's a perfect day. I'm very excited. And Sean and I just figured out how much wax weight and fragrance oil weight we need. And we determined 29 ounces of fragrance, no, 29 grams of fragrance per candle. So for the first batch, I think we're gonna do 4 candles. So I'm gonna do 29 times 4 and measure the grams right here in the kitchen. But we're gonna make the candles in the living room. Okay, so I'm starting with the blue raspberry scent, and I'm gonna do 116 grams. And now I'm gonna cut up this wax and measure that out for 4 candles. Okay, so I somehow managed to get exactly 1052 grams of the wax. So I'm gonna bring this over to the melter and then do another batch so it's ready to pour it into that as well. So we're heating up the wax melter to 190 degrees, and then we're gonna put the first batch of wax in and let that melt. Then I'll get a second batch of wax and pour that into it. Once it's all melted and is at 180 degrees, we'll pour 4 candles worth into the pitcher again, add the fragrance oil, let that cool to 160 to 170, and then pour it into the first 4 candles. So we're trying to see if the pot is ready. We had it set to 195, and it's at like 276 when we read it on the thermometer, so that's not good. I don't know why. So we're trying to play around with that and just turn the temp down. First batch is almost melted down. I'm gonna put the second in. Okay, so it just hit temperature. We're gonna turn it off, and we're gonna pour 1052 grams. I'm going to add the fragrance oil here.
And then pour at what temperature?
165. So now we just have to let it get down to 165 before we can pour it. Is it there?
Seems like it.
Okay, let's pour. A second round melting, and I poured out the fragrance oil, which is pina colada, and then we have 4 candles drying here, and then 4 cans ready for the pina colada. Just finished the candles that we're gonna make for this upcoming fair. We're having an issue with sinkholes, which is pretty common. So we looked up how to fix it, and we need a heat gun. You could use a hairdryer, but it's way less efficient. So we're about to go to Home Depot to look for a heat gun. Pretty satisfied. All the scents smell super good. It'll be interesting when I burn one to see how it burns. And this is the one I'm gonna burn, I think. Apparently sometimes there can be sinkholes that you don't see, so we're still gonna do it on this one.
You can see like the wax
And then
almost
just
drop
let it
into it.
settle.
But I think that's actually fine.
Do you shake it at all?
No.
Do you want to reheat it?
More.
Yeah. Interesting. I just had my first vendor event where I sold candles, and it was a success. I didn't sell as many as I thought I was going to, but they were still popular, so that's good. And I'm going to continue to make them, but I wanted to end this video and just kind of summarize my experience with making candles, if I have any advice, things I would do differently. So first off, I wanted to say that I'm glad I prepared the way I did, and it's definitely necessary in terms of figuring out how much fragrance you need to use, what wax to get, what wicks to get, and how much wax weight that you need per candle. So those were the most important things. The wax melter I used was so easy to work with. I loved that. The fragrances turned out really well. I've already test burned a candle. I love how it smells. And the cold throw is also really good, which just means the scent that it gives off before you light it. And that's important because that's what your customers smell. The one regret I have is not doing more research into the wicks, because I thought I was making pillar candles, but I didn't realize pillar candles aren't in containers. And the wicks I got said that they aren't good for the width of candle I have. So the wicks depend on the diameter, like I mentioned earlier in the video. But apparently the wicks I have are just shy of how wide my candles are. But then I saw a different link that said they do work with the candles I have. So everything turned out fine. I tested them, they worked fine. But just making sure you really know what wick to get is definitely some advice I have. The first and pretty much only problem I ran into with the candles was the sinkholes. And like I showed, there's an easy way to fix that. I haven't figured out how to prevent it from the start, and honestly, even if I do, I think I'm still gonna do that method of heating up the top, putting a chopstick in it, and then letting the hole fill, because there can be sinkholes that aren't even visible. So I think it's important just to ensure that there aren't sinkholes. But yeah, I think overall it was actually a lot easier than I anticipated, and I'm excited to make more. I already ordered a whole bunch more wax and fragrances. So yeah, I'm excited, and I hope this video was helpful if you're going to start making candles. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.